Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something really interesting based on some source material you sent us a guide on Cane Corso dental care.
That's right.
And our mission today really is to figure out why dental health gets pushed aside sometimes, but why it's so critical, especially for a breed like the Cane Corso.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's be honest, how often do you really look inside your Corso's mouth? It's one of those areas where maybe we fall short.
It happens. But the sources really highlight it's just as vital as their food or walks.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about, fresh breath or avoiding cavities. Our sources are clear, poor oral hygiene. That can actually let bacteria slip into the bloodstream.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that can potentially impact major organs. We're talking heart, liver, kidneys.
Yeah.
Serious stuff.
So it goes way beyond just the mouth.
Exactly.
Right.
Plus, think about the pain aspect for the dog. And honestly, preventing problems now saves a lot of money and heartache later on, complex treatments. It's just smarter care.
Makes total sense. And the sources really hammered home that Cane Corsos face some unique challenges here. Their heads are massive, those jaws. Incredible strength, right? Up to 700 psi bite force.
It's staggering.
How does that specific anatomy plus their 42 teeth play into these dental issues?
Well, that bite force definitely puts unusual stress on the teeth themselves.
Yeah.
But it's more than just wear. Their deep jaw structure, it creates these hidden spots.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, places where food and bacteria just love to hide and build up. And what's really key for Corsos, according to the sources, is how fast plaque turns into tartar.
Faster than other breeds.
Much faster. We're talking potentially 24 to 48 hours. So skipping even a couple of days of brushing, that can really let tartar get a foothold.
Okay, that's quick.
And then there's genetics. The sources mention they can be prone to poor dental alignment, teeth not quite lining up right,
Right.
which isn't just looks. It creates little pockets, perfect for bacteria to multiply, making them more vulnerable to gum disease.
So for our listener tuning in, what are those early signs, the red flags they need to watch out for?
Well, first off, don't just dismiss bad breath as normal dog breath. Our sources say persistent bad breath. That's often a big sign of bacterial overgrowth.
Okay, so that's number one.
Definitely. Also look for gums that are red, maybe swollen or bleed easily. Difficulty eating is another big one, maybe dropping food, chewing funny only on one side, or even whining while eating.
Subtle things sometimes.
Yeah, and even excessive drooling can be a clue. These aren't just minor things, they can point to real problems.
And if these signs are missed or maybe ignored, what are the serious long-term risks?
You're looking at chronic pain, first and foremost. That just tanks their quality of life. Then there's the risk of that infection spreading systemically to those organs we mentioned.
Right, the heart, liver.
Exactly. And interestingly, the sources note it can even cause behavioral changes. Think aggression or anxiety, maybe withdrawal. It's often because they're just uncomfortable or in pain.
Wow. Okay, so knowing the risks and the signs, what can we actually do? Let's talk action steps. Home care.
Super important.
The sources strongly recommend brushing at least 2 to 3 times a week, though ideally more like 3 or 4 times. And very important, use toothpaste and brushes made for dogs. Never human stuff, that's a definite no. Finger brushes can be a good way to start, get them used to it.
Good tip. And dental chews can help too, but look for the VOHC seal. That's the Veterinary Oral Health Council.
Right, that means they're proven to help.
Yes. But be careful with super hard things. The sources warn against hard bones or nylon chews. They can actually fracture teeth.
Ouch. Okay. What about diet? Can food help?
It can play a role.
Huh.
Some kibbles are designed, with a texture that helps scrape plaque off. And natural things like apple slices, no seeds, though
Yeah.
carrots, celery, they can provide some natural cleaning action.
Good to know. And professional care.
Absolutely essential. Annual vet dental cleanings, usually under anesthesia, which lets the vet do a really thorough job.
That's where they get the deep stuff below the gum line.
Exactly. They remove tartar brushing misses, check for hidden problems. The sources mentioned costs can vary, maybe $200 to $800, sometimes more if extractions are needed. But it's vital for early detection.
And a key piece of advice from the sources, start young. Get puppies used to dental care around 8 to 10 weeks old. Makes it a normal part of life.
It really does. And speaking of habits, let's bust a couple of quick myths.
Okay.
1, dogs clean their own teeth naturally. Nope, not sufficiently anyway. They need our help.
Right.
And 2, bad breath is just normal for dogs. Also false. As we said, it's usually a warning sign. Something's likely brewing.
So wrapping this up, the big takeaway seems to be dental care for your Cane Corso isn't optional. It's not a luxury.
Not at all.
It's fundamental for their overall health, their happiness, avoiding pain, saving money on bigger problems. It touches everything.
Well said. It really makes you think, doesn't it? What seemingly small part of your pet care routine might be holding a really important health secret? And are you ready to look closer for their sake?